Welcome back. Today, we're going full-on detective. We're about to crack the case on how a truly perfect set of dentures gets made. And spoiler alert, it's a real investigation.
So, when you think about getting dentures, what comes to mind? Probably just, taking a quick mold of your mouth, right? A simple impression, and poof, you've got new teeth. But what if I told you that's barely scratching the surface of a much, much deeper story?
Yep, you heard that right. The whole process is less like a fitting and more like a full-blown investigation. And every single clue, no matter how small, points toward the final solution. And the central mystery that needs to be solved? Well, that's you.
So here's our game plan for this investigation. First, we'll talk about why this is more than just a smile. Then, we'll dive into the patient's complete story. After that, we'll get hands-on with the clinical investigation, look for hidden clues while seeing the unseen, and finally, we'll put it all together by building the blueprint.
All right, first things first. Before any detective can crack a case, they've got to understand exactly what they're looking at. So in our world, what does diagnosis actually mean?
Now look at that definition. It's pretty broad, isn't it? We're not just talking about finding a problem. This is a complete evaluation of everything that isn't quite right. It takes identification, recognition, and judgment. Classic detective work. Every great investigation starts with gathering intel. For a prosthodontist, that means putting together a really detailed case file on you, the patient. And trust me, this goes way beyond just your teeth. It's about the whole person. First up, the medical file. Your general health is basically a treasure map of clues. Are there medications you're taking that could slow down healing? Any physical issues, like a bad back, that might make sitting in a chair for a long time tough? Even your blood pressure gives us a baseline. All this info helps your dentist see what's coming and build a plan that's actually tailored to you.
Then, the detective has to get into your head a little bit with the mental and social file. And this part, it's absolutely crucial. What do you actually want out of this? Are you feeling hopeful, or are you kind of just going through the motions? Believe it or not, your attitude can make or break the success of the treatment. Not to mention things like smoking, which affects healing, or just the practical stuff like your budget. It all has to be part of the plan.
And of course, there's the dental file. This is all about finding patterns. Why did you lose your teeth? Was it one big accident or something that happened over time? If you've had dentures before, how'd that go? This whole history helps predict what's going to work this time around and what definitely won't.
Okay, so with all that background intel gathered, it's time for the detective to actually go and survey the scene. This is where we get to the hands-on clinical exam.
And our detective has two main tools in their kit here. First, their eyes. Visual observation is, without a doubt, the #1 way to collect data. But just as important is palpation. That's the sense of touch, which lets the dentist feel all the underlying structures you can't see.
And get this, the visual exam starts the second you walk in the door. Seriously, a dentist is looking at your posture, the way you walk, the symmetry of your face, even how you talk. These are all clues from outside the mouth that start to tell the story.
Then, of course, we move inside the mouth for the intraoral exam. This is where the dentist is looking for that surface-level evidence. They're checking out the health of your gums, the shape of the ridges that will hold the denture, the whole shebang. It's a really careful, systematic search for clues. So your eyes tell one part of the story, but touch tells the rest. With palpation, the dentist can actually feel the quality of the bone underneath, check for any weird bumps, find sore spots, and feel how the muscles are attached. It's kind of like reading Braille, but for the inside of your mouth. Now, any good detective will tell you that the most important clues are often the ones you can't see. So it's time to bring out the high-tech gadgets and uncover that hidden evidence. And this is where the dentist gets their superpower. Radiography, or X-rays. It lets them see right through the gums and into the bone. And this opens up a whole world of hidden information, like how much bone is there to support a denture, or if there are old broken tooth roots hiding in there. A full set of X-rays like this one? It's the ultimate intel report. It gives you a complete, detailed map of the entire foundation. Without this, a dentist is basically flying blind. With it, they can make smart, precise decisions on exactly how to build what comes next. Okay, we've gathered the story, we've surveyed the scene, and we've uncovered the hidden evidence. Now for the final act, putting all those clues together to build the definitive blueprint for treatment.
This whole stage is about one thing, meticulous measurements, both outside and inside the mouth. The extraoral ones are pretty cool. They figure out the vertical dimension of your face, basically figuring out how your jaw should sit so your cheeks and lips look natural. Then, the intraoral measurements use special tools to map the exact landscape inside. We're talking millimeter-level precision here because every little detail determines how comfortable and stable your dentures will be.
And all of that data, every single clue, comes together to create these diagnostic casts. Think of it like a perfect 3D reconstruction of the crime scene. These models are a physical copy of your mouth, and they let the dentist work on the case without you even being there. They can try out different tooth placements, plan for challenges. This is where the final blueprint gets drawn up. The case is literally solved before the first real step is even taken.
At the end of the day, making a great denture has nothing to do with luck. It is a methodical, detailed process of inquiry and analysis. A successful outcome is always the direct result of a thorough investigation, where absolutely no stone is left unturned.
Which leaves us with one final big question to think about. In this whole detective story, what's the most critical piece of the puzzle? Is it the dentist's technical skill in putting all the clues together? Or is it the story, the cooperation, and the reality of the patient, the central mystery themselves? Something to chew on. Thanks for joining me.